Please clap.
Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about EA's E3 press conference. So this conference was underwhelming to say the least. You don't really expect much going into E3 from EA because generally they just have terrible press conferences. So this is no exception to that. I mean, this conference was overall very boring. It didn't really feel like they went and delivered new information of the games they already announced. They basically just rehashed the information we already knew about these titles. So really, there was almost no point in watching this entire conference except for a couple things that I'm kind of excited about. But these are very minor announcements, and they could have just been like announced in a YouTube trailer or anything. So overall, this conference was a complete waste of time. It ran about an hour and 20 minutes, if I calculated that right. So it wasn't the longest conference in the world, but it was definitely long for what they showed. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go through everything they showed in the order they showed it. So they started off the show with Battlefield 5. We saw some more multiplayer footage for that. They keep highlighting on the fact that this game has no loot boxes, no premium pass. And then, of course, they have like the mic drop moment, or so they thought it would be, that yes, in fact, they are bringing Battle Royale to Battlefield 5. And I think it's kind of funny because just a couple weeks ago, they said currently they had no plans to do so, which is complete bullshit. I mean, Battle Royale is such a big craze right now. They'd be stupid not to. So I already knew this was kind of coming. The rumors had been kind of flying around for that. And overall, I'm not interested in it whatsoever. I already have a 32-minute video up on my channel talking about my thoughts on Battlefield 5 and why I'm not buying that game. So that does nothing in the sense of convincing me to switch my opinion on that entire game. But overall, very unimpressive what they showed for Battlefield 5. It could have been shown at that reveal event and would have gotten just as much press. They really just didn't show much for this game, and there was nothing really there that blew my mind in any sense. So I think that was a complete waste of time. They could have just released another trailer on YouTube for that. Next up, they talked about FIFA. I mean, it's the same goddamn game every single year. The graphics may be a little bit better. The rosters are updated. There may be a couple like extra gameplay modes or whatever. You have to rebuy all the card packs every single year. I mean, it's the same goddamn game. Nobody is watching EA's press conference or E3 in general to learn about FIFA. And I think that's true for every single sports game. So, you know, whenever they show FIFA, Madden, NBA Live, or whatever, I just kind of like sit back, roll my eyes, and check my phone or whatever. That's generally when I go on Twitter or something. But overall, just boring. I didn't think the trailer was anything that special. I mean, it's the same goddamn game every single year. And the funny thing is, too, when they were actually talking about this game, they didn't show gameplay for it. They were acting like it was such a big deal to show gameplay for the annual FIFA title that they're going to save that for a future date. Are you kidding me? So basically, they showed off at their E3 press conference a teaser for the gameplay reveal of FIFA 19. Yes. So absolute bullshit. I mean, this was so dumb. I hate when they show FIFA. They should just flash like a 1.5-minute trailer and be done. No one cares. Everyone knows what they're getting when they go out and buy FIFA every single year. It's been that way since the inception of the series. So just an absolute waste of time in my opinion. And overall, it just kills the mood of the show. I mean, then they spent a couple minutes highlighting this trophy or whatever they brought in. No clue what the hell it is. I don't watch soccer or anything, so no idea what that was about, but they had some big silver trophy next to him. The dude said, let's stop and take a minute to, appreciate this trophy standing next to me. It's like, okay, no, we don't care. We're here to watch games. We're here to watch trailers. We want new announcements. No one gives a shit about you living out your dream standing next to a silver trophy. So that was annoying. And then, the mic drop moment for FIFA at the end is, oh, you can go play FIFA 18, the free trial right now. Ooh, yeah, everybody's going to rush home to play that. I know. Everybody's just been dying to play FIFA 18 when FIFA 19 is about to release in a couple months. So, just stupid. FIFA is a waste of time in my opinion. I cannot stress that enough. So then they go and talk about the EA streaming service, which actually looked pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. Like, they showed people playing it on their phone, their computer, and stuff like that, but not like an actual gaming computer or anything like that. And the interface looked almost identical to Netflix to me, so I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if they're going to have like Netflix integration or something like that. I know a lot of companies are going this whole streaming route. You already have PlayStation Now, which does this. You have the Nvidia Shield, I think, that does this already too. And now EA is hopping on board with this. So very interesting, and definitely something that'll be interesting to see how it actually plays out. If they can solve the latency issues and actually provide a stable experience over a Wi-Fi connection or even a hardwire connection, that you can actually play a true AAA game from your phone in the same quality you could on a console or PC. So I think that was very interesting. They spent a little bit too much time on it. They could have just shown like a 20-second trailer and said, you can try this out at E3 after the show. I think that would have been enough, and then they could have done a separate kind of press release later. It's not really a big E3 announcement in my opinion, but I'll give them credit. They didn't like really spend a lot of time on that one. Also, they announced Origin Access Premier, which basically gives you access to every single new game that EA releases. So think EA or Origin Access, where you have the Vault access, but now every single new EA game drops day and date in the Vault for Premier members. So basically what Xbox Game Pass is doing on Xbox One, it's basically what EA is doing. Every single one of their games releases day and date with this Origin Access Premier service. So very cool. They didn't mention consoles or anything like that. They only mentioned the PC. So no word if that's coming to Xbox One or not, because I know they already have EA access. So no mention of pricing or anything of that nature either. So who the hell knows? It could be $20 a month and could be completely not worth it, but only time will tell. It's definitely an interesting aspect to see kind of more companies move in this whole Xbox Game Pass kind of direction. So yeah, very interesting. They didn't spend much time on that either, so I'll give them credit for that. Then that's kind of when they hinted at Madden coming back to PC, which I know a lot of people are probably excited about, not me personally. And they did announce that Battlefield 5 and Anthem would be launching day and date in the Origin Access Vault with Origin Access Premier. So very cool, and it's launching in the summertime. So you will be able to actually try it out fairly soon. Also, FIFA and Madden 19 are going to be launching in their day and date as well. So if you're interested in that, that was kind of cool. Then they went to the crowd and they showed off Vince Zampella. If you don't know him, he was formerly the head of Infinity Ward, and he worked on the Modern Warfare series for Activision. One of my favorite developers of all time. I'm a big fan of his games. He works on Titanfall now for EA. Really great series, really underrated. Shame those games did not get the spotlight they really deserved. But they basically hinted at his new game that's in development. Now, they did not share any details whatsoever. They didn't show a screenshot, concept art, anything. They literally just interviewed this dude sitting in a chair. And basically the only thing he really shared is the fact that this game is going to be called Jedi Fallen Order and will take place in, quote, the dark times between episodes 3 and 4. And he basically said you're going to play as a Jedi during the time period where, you know, Darth Vader is going and hunting down the remaining Jedis after the Empire basically rises to power. So that sounds really cool. I have a lot of faith in that. I love the development team behind it, and I think they have a lot of potential to really deliver a great experience with that game. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And they said it'll be releasing holiday 2019. So next year's E3 is probably when we'll see the majority of information for that. After that, the guy from Battlefront 2 and DICE came up on stage and talked. He gave his whole kind of PR speech about their apology regarding the controversy surrounding Battlefront 2 last year. You know, the shareholders probably wanted them to go out there and apologize on stage because they lost a shit ton of money as a result of that whole controversy. So he gave his whole apology and everything like that, and how they've changed the game for the better and everything like that. So then he goes into detail talking about the solo expansion coming to Battlefront 2. It's based on the new Disney movie. I really could not care less about that. I'm done with Disney Star Wars. It's complete garbage in my opinion, but that's a completely different topic for another video, so don't care about the solo expansion crap. But the thing that did stick out to me in all of this is when they actually started talking about the new expansions to the Clone War era content. And this is what I'm personally excited for. They announced that they're going to have their biggest map ever on Geonosis. I'm guessing that's going to be when all the transport ships and everything are taking off and you have to use the clones to shoot them down out of the sky. That's one of the most memorable maps, for me at least, while playing the original Battlefront games. And also new heroes and villains are coming to the game, which should have been there from day one, because these are some of the most iconic characters in all of Star Wars. You're getting Grievous, Obi-Wan, Count Dooku, and Anakin. So that's really exciting. I personally still enjoy Battlefront 2. I still play it from time to time, so I'm personally excited about that new expansion into the game, because I think those are definitely heroes and villains that should have been there from day one, at least in my mind. But I'm glad they're being added and they're coming free of charge, which is really exciting to hear. Next up, they talked about Unravel 2, and they did the whole thing where it's like, oh, you can buy it now, today, and everything like that. So it's available for you to go out and buy right now if you're interested. They're basically adding a co-op aspect to Unravel. It looks good, the graphics look amazing, and I'll probably pick this game up and give it a try. I mean, the developer looks like he's really passionate about what he's doing, and the first one was pretty good in my opinion. So that was definitely cool and one of the highlights, at least for me, of the entire presentation. Then they showed off another indie game called Sea of Solitude, or SOS for short. It's a game about loneliness and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. She talked way too much, the woman who was talking about it. I think she was the studio head working on this game. She talked way too much about this game while showing absolutely nothing. It would be perfectly fine if she talked over a trailer or gameplay of this game, but no, she just stood there up on stage with a static screen just talking, and it got really old really fast. And then when they showed the gameplay, it wasn't really anything that would really appeal to me personally. I guess it has its appeal, but not really anything I would be checking out myself, so it's kind of irrelevant to me, and I think they spent a lot of time on that. Then, they go back into the sports kind of section. They had the trailer for NBA Live, which I'll give them credit for. They did that very quick. They just showed the trailer, and they were done. Perfectly fine, in my opinion. That is the proper way to announce a new annual sports game, because let's face it, nobody gives a shit. So NBA Live, they just got that announcement out of the way. Then they got into this whole cringy thing about Madden esports, and I really don't want to talk about this that much. I mean, this was really just bad. It was really cringy. The dude they had who was the world champion at Madden or whatever, he was terrible on stage. The video they showed was really cringy. I don't know. I was not a fan of that whatsoever. So I think that part had no place in this E3 press conference, and they just don't know their audience once again. I mean, nobody is tuning in to EA's E3 press conference to be updated on the Madden World Championship winner. Who the hell cares? But anyway, that took up a lot of time. They spent a lot of time on that. They showed off the Madden NFL 18 belt or whatever that he won. I don't know. Not my thing whatsoever. Then they talked about Madden 19, whatever. They kind of stuck to that game pretty quick. I'll give them credit for that again. They basically played the trailer, talked a little bit about it, and then they were done. The esports part is what really ate up the most time. So after that, there was just something that made this entire press conference just take a complete nosedive and made it even worse than it could have possibly been if they had left this out. And that is, of course, the new mobile RTS game, Command & Conquer Rivals. Now, this is the game they spent the most time on, other than Anthem, and it was just really bad. They had this esports caster or whatever, they had the game dev up there, and they had these two guys. One of them was a pro, I think, RTS gamer, and the other guy was a pro mobile gamer. I mean, just absolutely cringy. I've never heard of either of these two people. I mean, they could have had any random dudes from the audience come up, and it probably would have been more entertaining because they would have been trying to figure out the game. But no, you have these dudes sitting there seriously playing a mobile strategy game with two dudes commentating over it, doing a play-by-play analysis for 10 minutes about this game. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad, and it just completely nosedived. This entire press conference, this is not something you should spend 10 minutes on at E3. No one is tuning into E3, especially an EA press conference, to watch mobile games. Okay, I get why you did this. You hope this game blows up like Clash Royale and you can make billions of dollars with minimal effort selling microtransactions. I get it. You want this game to take off, but this is not the stage to do it. And overall, it was just a really bad move and just completely killed any and all momentum going into the big announcement at the end for Anthem. And honestly, it just had no place on the stage. It was cringy, it was overdone, and there was just way too much time spent on this one game. So to end the show, EA saved the one game everybody was anxiously awaiting for. I personally thought they were going to open the show with this and just start it off with a bang. But no, they wanted to make you sit through all the other bullshit in order to see what you actually wanted to see. And that, of course, is information on Anthem. Now, a lot of people were wondering, is this game going to get a downgrade? Is the game actually going to play like it looked like in the reveal trailer that we saw at Xbox's E3 last year? Is this game just another Destiny clone? Those were a lot of the questions going in. And after seeing the gameplay and even listening to the developers answer questions on a panel, it felt like we knew the exact same amount of what we did last year. There was almost no new information. The gameplay looked the exact same. They went into a boss battle, but before they even started fighting the boss, the whole game trailer just ended right then and there. I don't know. It was really underwhelming in my opinion, and it was just a complete missed opportunity. And this game is releasing February 22nd, 2019, so it's coming fairly soon. And they completely wasted their opportunity to sell people on this game on their biggest stage of the year, and they blew it. I mean, we literally know the same amount of information on Anthem as we did last year. And that's what was so disappointing, because I had this whole build-up. It's like, yeah, I sat through the slower parts, but I'm going to see Anthem. Anthem is the one game that really has my interest from EA, and it's a game I'm still excited for regardless of this letdown, but I just think it's a massive missed opportunity, and it kind of just killed any and every bit of hope people had for a good ending to this press conference. So that was really underwhelming, and that basically is the best way to describe this entire press conference. The highlights for me were, of course, Vince Zampella, the new content for the Clone Wars coming to Battlefront 2, Unravel 2, and then the tiny little bit of new information we got on Anthem in terms of the release date. Those were the four things that really interested me out of this whole entire hour and 20-minute press conference. So once again, EA has proven they have the worst press conferences in the business, but what's new there? So overall, this press conference, if I was going to rate it right now, I would give it nothing more than a 4 out of 10. They had some stuff that interested me. They had some stuff that I know would probably interest other people. But overall, it was just a very boring press conference, and I'm glad it's over. I mean, I'm kind of pissed I wasted that much time. I probably could have just watched the trailers afterwards and gotten everything I needed from it. But hey, whatever. 'Tis the season. E3 is upon us, and I'm going to watch all these press conferences. So, like I said, 4 out of 10 for EA, not necessarily starting off E3 with a bang or on a good note, but hey, it's EA. What can you expect? So let me know your thoughts on the EA press conference. What was your favorite thing they showed? What is like your score for this press conference? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new, and click the bell for notifications so you're notified every single time I upload a new video. Also, follow me on Twitter at Griffin_gaming, or click the link in the description below. All throughout E3, I'm just going to be posting all the time whenever a new announcement or anything comes out. So if you want my thoughts on something, that is going to be easily the first place you're going to hear it. Also, if you have any questions for me on what I thought of something, that is by far the best place to ask me, because I will be 100 times more likely to see it there than the comment section on YouTube. So yeah, go follow me on Twitter at Griffin_gaming, or click the link in the description below, like I said before. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.